What the hell is Batman doing in Endgame?
He's looking for better numbers? I'd really like to be in a sequel. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Related. Well, Netflix has a new movie out. He's All That. A rehash of She's All That. Starring Addison Rae. And that's the only person I can remember. So, we'll see if it's any good right after this.
That's our new intro.
So, Paul, why don't you give us a synopsis of the movie?
Well, thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
The synopsis. You have a famous TikToker. She's pretty. She does makeup videos. And she's going out with this other guy, famous TikToker, who's known for his looks. And she walks in on him. He's cheating. They break up.
Right.
Her friends dare her to take the loserest guy in school and make that loser prom king material.
Now let's clarify that this boyfriend that she had, she already made popular. Apparently he was ugly, and she made him over and made him basically the famous TikToker that he is.
Because she was
That's what she
bragging
does.
that, he was nothing before I remade him into
Right.
what he is today.
And her friend said, well, I bet you can't do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hijinks ensue.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a paint-by-number movie, by the way. Like, you know what's happening before you watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw it 21 years ago.
Yeah, but even that movie, you knew before watching the movie what the movie was, right? You knew,
Yes.
you know.
It's a teenage comedy. It's not meant to be an Einstein-type film.
Right.
Yeah.
It's meant to be fun and enjoyable
And was it?
romantic. And, yeah. While I didn't hate the movie, there were some moments in this that I liked. Like, I liked some of the making fun of the TikTok and stuff like that, because I do. I'm old. I don't understand TikTok. I don't understand how somebody can go for 6 seconds and get 100 million views. I don't understand that. But not my generation. Other people do like that. But I liked making fun of that. The acting was a little below par.
Well,
Addison Rae is not an actress.
The main actor is not an actor, right? So
She didn't do horrible, but she didn't do great.
And not just her, but a lot of the other side characters in the film were average.
yeah,
Yeah, the best actor in the movie was her
Cobra Kai.
his sister,
Oh, she was pretty good.
the young
Yeah.
girl.
I didn't. She felt like she was reading her lines to me.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. I thought she was okay. I thought even Cobra Kai there. I thought he was okay.
Cobra Kai being the guy that she's remaking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We don't remember his actor.
Yeah,
name.
yeah. He's the kid from Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I didn't like starting off the movie where she's streaming and she has the texting on the screen and it's all the emojis are flying up. That's not my generation thing. I'm too old for that. So that turned me off right away.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the original. It was an enjoyable movie. I didn't love it, but it was fun. I was hoping that this one would be like that, and that's the only reason why I watched it.
If you would have rated the original, what would you have given it?
I would say as a quality movie,
Remember, it's 21 years old.
it's 21 years old. It doesn't matter, like Jaws is 21 years, or more than 21 years old. I would have given it somewhere between a 6.5 and a 7.
Okay.
In that range.
All right.
Like, it wasn't a bad movie, it wasn't a fantastic movie, but
It was a good time on the right day.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Freddie Prinze Jr. was great, you know.
Matthew Leonard.
Matthew Leonard, I never remember his name. Paul Walker was in it. I enjoyed that crew.
Okay. All right.
Now, they did have... Matthew Leonard was in this one as well. He was the principal.
Yeah.
In this. And I knew I recognized the voice. I couldn't picture who it was until he showed up at the end of the movie.
And he was funny in it.
He was probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
was his interplay with the kids.
Rachael Leigh Cook was the actress in the original that was made over into a beautiful girl.
She was the star.
And she played the mother in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me just say right now, she looks just as good now as she did back then, boy.
Yeah.
At 41 years old, she and you know what? She still was the better actress more than Addison Rae.
I didn't know it was her. And so I went onto the web and I said, okay, has Rachael Leigh Cook been in anything since She's All That?
She's all that.
Oh, I just watched her and I didn't know it was her.
Yeah. Yeah. In the original one, there was a lot of named actors at the time, up and coming stars at the time. Mm-hmm. They even had Usher. Usher showed up as the DJ, and he didn't really become popular until about 3 years after this movie. Like blew up. He blew up after that. Once he started in with.
No, I think he was pretty hot in the 90s.
He was not as big at the time that this movie came out. It was cute that he was in the movie when it came out, and he blew up even more after that. Okay,
But he was good in it.
he was good. Yeah, he's fine, and then like no problem. But
Better than the DJ in this movie.
the DJ shows up in this one. He has a phone, and there's an interaction with the principal,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And he's just a dorky little kid. He's not anybody who's a name or anything.
Right.
No,
So-
and I mean they have a perfect line to make a fun joke with and everything. DJ, hit that music or something like that, and we don't even see him anymore. We don't see him over there going, hit the phone like this or nothing. Like there was so many missed opportunities in this movie.
Now, the original was based on remaking the loser girl into a prom queen. Did they do a good job in this one making the loser guy into a prom king?
So, making him a loser in the first place, that was the worst wig I've ever seen that they had him wearing. Like the big, long-haired, greasy-looking wig. Just
With the beanie? You like the beanie?
yeah. I mean,
Beanie and plaid, you're a nerd. And you have a camera all the time.
like let's face it. Like he's a good-looking kid. It doesn't. You could throw a wig on him. He's still a good-looking kid. You can still see.
Yeah, but so is she in the
Right.
first one. She was not ugly in the first one. She had paint on her overalls. Oh my god, that totally turns me off of a hot woman.
Right, but
sorry.
you could sort of see. Okay, he's still a good-looking kid. Doesn't matter. I mean, really, that's all that changed was the wig. You took the wig off.
Yeah. Well, on her, all you did was take the glasses off.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
Once again, thanks for your input.
well, no. What I'm saying is the whole movie is about a makeover, and they really didn't do any makeover.
But you can see that anybody watching it is going to look at him and say, okay, well, right now I'm not fawning over him. I wonder what they're going to do to make him good looking. Were they successful in that moment where he comes out and he's looking good? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Yeah.
he looked pretty hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the defining moment that the original had. Like they made a big deal in the first one with a big staircase reveal and the soundtrack to the movie. The main song of the movie came on while she's walking down the stairs. That people remembered. This, he comes out of a changing room.
Yeah, but his sister fell in love with him.
Yeah, but he comes out of a changing room. And that's it. That was the end.
Okay, well, does a movie like She's All That work with the dynamics of the gender flipped?
I think so.
It could. I think it just wasn't written very well.
So, I think the concept of it is even better with the gender flip. I don't think they pulled it off as well as She's All That, but I can see a female making over a male much easier than I can see a male making over a female. Right? Like, that's just, in my mind, that works better.
Maybe. I just think in the original, you had that element of, oh, the girl finally becomes a princess. And that is a story that everybody wants to see all the time. It'll never go away. In this one, do you really care if a guy becomes a good-looking guy?
No, it's the girl got her prince. That's what they did in this one. They tried to make it more of a, a less gender-based type thing, but they did the same thing. First one, she becomes a princess. This one, she gets her prince. It's
Yeah. There were some cringy moments, though. Like the whole karaoke party.
Yeah.
That was really cringy when she's up there singing, and I don't think she was that good to begin with when she was singing her song, but she's up there singing her song, and then sees her boyfriend coming in and starts to sort of lose it, and then he jumps up on stage and everybody's partying but he's not good either. Like he didn't do anything to add to the performance.
Yeah.
And everybody's partying, and I was like, that's pretty
leap
cringy.
of faith kind of thing.
Yeah. They made it sound like all of a sudden they were amazing together when they were talking, but
They weren't bad.
But they weren't good.
they weren't. Oh, and so much for TikTok, everybody, because that's what exactly what she does on her TikTok.
They weren't like you singing karaoke at the fire tower.
They were, you know what? They were kind of exactly like me singing karaoke at the fire tower. It wasn't a great thing.
Well, see, now, if I'm looking at both of those movies,
I'll put a thing up here to watch your video.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Mark thought Paul was dancing for a minute. But if I'm looking at both the movies, the first one comes across to me as an enjoyable, relatable, well-acted, few iconic scenes, and parts where I laughed. I felt more connected with the characters. I thought the friends were exactly what the friends would be. Egging him on, making fun of him, trying to throw a monkey wrench into his plans, that kind of thing. This one, the friends were just evil. The one girl was just an evil girl.
Well, she was a frenemy.
Yeah, but there was no... Paul Walker's character in the original one was, at first he's just making fun of it because he wants to see him fail, and then he tries to really get underhanded. It kind of gradual. This one, you could tell right at the beginning when they said, why did she keep filming? You knew she was going to be the bad guy in this, and she didn't change all the way through. It was very generic, I thought. That's what these characters were written, as far as dialogue is concerned and acting is concerned. Nobody stood out to me other than the old characters, the mom and the principal.
Right.
So that's a bad sign when the characters from the original one are the best part of your new movie.
You know what? To me, it felt like watching a Hallmark movie for kids.
You know what? You nailed it.
And I know this because when I go to visit my mom for a week, we watch a lot of Hallmark movies. Lots of them.
Yeah.
So I know what they're about.
Yeah.
This was that.
Yeah. They're all about the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, what would you give this movie out of 10?
I'll give it a 5.5.
I'll give it a 6. 6 flaming pickles.
Is that our new...
Feels like we should have a different channel.
Yeah. Or at least Mark should. I guess I'll give him 5 flaming pickles as well.
Pickles, right?
Now, what do you think? What do you think teens would give this movie?
You know what? Maybe a 6. I don't think even teens would gravitate to this movie nearly as much as teens did to the original one.
No, I think, though, that they would rate it higher. I think teens probably give it at least a 7, maybe a 7.5. They don't have the original to look at and compare it to. They're looking at it as its own entity.
They're both on Netflix.
Yeah, I know, but
But they won't watch the original.
they're not watching the one that's 20 years old. They're watching this one
Maybe.
that relates to their generation.
Do you think they would prefer the original if they watched it?
I think anybody would prefer the original if they watched it. But I think they would have to watch it first.
I know they tried to make this relatable with a TikTok star and a lot of social media stuff in it, but it came across as very superficial this way, as opposed to having any real romantic meaning or anything like that in this movie.
I think it would have gone over a lot better had they taken actors instead of famous TikTokers.
Yeah, it lacked depth.
Yeah. Well, it's only one TikToker. It's only Addison Rae. All the rest were actual actors who have been in quite a few things. In fact, the girl who cheated with the guy, has been in more movies than all the others combined. And she had the smallest part in this movie. Mm-hmm. But there you go. It was eh. Can we sum it up with that? It was an movie. So check it out. He's All That.
Or don't check it out.
You know, if you actually want to see the better of the two, I would say see She's All That again.
Yes.
And even if you've seen it 20 years ago, I bet you'll still like it more than this one. And until next time, we'll see you on the channel.
That's
it.
our new intro.